Welcome to the Scarecrow's Hour.
For some reason, I like that how he says it too. We sprung a dead man's trap.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like a cool. I don't know. New band name. I call it Dead Man's Trap.
Dead Man's Trap. Yeah, that's what I always refer to this. That's what I always refer to this scene as the Dead Man's Trap. Yeah.
But it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Trap.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like that trunk.
Yeah, the deadfall.
5 times the size. That's a forward. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude.
It was set for something big. Yeah, Royce just knows everything about everything, man.
Royce knows everything about everything. This is how I would do it because I'm a mercenary killer. I'm a mercenary hunter and killer. I'm gonna murder your whole family if you pay me.
I wonder if the Predators are like Spartans. Like maybe it's part of their tradition that they do want to die in battle. You know, or like they're like, I want to hunt something that will kill me.
It kind of seems that way.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be their whole take because, I mean, if you look at, there's multiple times throughout the franchise where they don't kill unarmed people.
No, yeah.
You know, where they choose not to, you know, where they're choosing, they're hunting a specific type.
And in Predator 2, the city hunter, he doesn't kill the female because she's pregnant.
Yep.
You know, because there's no glory in that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's like this probably be disrespectful or something, you know? Or,
Yeah, I want to, eventually I plan to look a little bit more into it because people start talking about, I want to see some of these books, some of the graphic novels, just because I read some things and there's a lot of information that I'm like, where are y'all getting this
Right,
from?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you know, and also what you run into with that is like what happened with Star Wars. There's all these novels, all these books, all these stories, expanded universe.
Yeah.
And then Disney buys it and they take all that and say none of that's canon anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's all they call it legend or whatever. So you know how bad that sucks for all the, because there's characters that only exist in those books, you know, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of them, you know what I mean? Like Luke's wife and stuff, and you know, freaking Luke and not Luke and Leia, but Han's kids and stuff like that, you know, like all these characters that several books that you followed, you know, through their Jedi Academy and all that, and now they're saying no, none of that's canon. You know, it's like, dude, first off, it's all fiction, so just leave it alone, you know. But don't try to tell us these characters that we watch develop and we care about technically don't exist in your made up world.
That's what's annoying is you get people who have been fans of this fictional world for decades.
Sure, yeah.
And then you have somebody who is just there to make a buck.
Right.
That's what they're there for. I don't give it. They're there to make a buck. They don't give a crap about us.
No, straight
They're
up.
there to make a buck. So they come in and they say, nope, it's all my idea. This is what we're doing. Screw everything else.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it's like,
well, because
who are you to tell me how? It's like, well, we own it, so this is how it is now.
yeah, then they try to flip it and say, well, you just don't like it for this reason. No, don't tell me why I don't like it.
No.
Like you know, I will not go off on Last Jedi. I've done it too many times. I'm just saying I was very disappointed with that movie. And people are saying, well, this is why you didn't like it. I'm like, no.
Don't tell me why I didn't like it.
Don't tell me why I didn't like it. And I was disappointed
Yeah.
because it has its merits, great practical effects, beautifully shot, well acted, but the storyline and everything was my problem. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was trash. It was just disappointing. And people are like, no, it's because, you know, it's because you didn't like a female having the Millennium Falcon. No, that Rey was a cool character, you know? It's like, well, you didn't like this, or you didn't like that. No, I didn't dislike anything in it. I didn't like what wasn't in it. You know what I mean? Good stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That was it. So, yes, that is the problem when people are trying to tell you why you don't like something. You know, it's like, no, man, I'm not a chauvinist.
Well, they do that with Prey. They do it with Prey,
Oh
too.
my gosh, yes, yeah. Which Prey's, you know, I think we both agree we like that movie a lot.
I like the movie a lot.
I think it saved the franchise.
I know it did.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, because it was dead in the water.
Yeah, the Predator just.
The Predator, I don't even know, like, it was so bad, I haven't watched it, you know?
It's a mess.
I mean,
It really is a mess.
it's that much of a flunk. And I've seen Prey 4 times.
You know, yeah, right on.
So-
well, you know, what Prey's a good example of, it's like if you were to take a band, you know, that started off real simple, and then, you know what? You've seen Get Him to the Greek, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Aldous Snow. I'm going to use a fictional man.
Right.
Aldous Snow, he was this big popular dude, had like the you know, whatever songs and stuff, which I do like a lot of that music. But then he put out that song African Child, and it was just too much and too stupid and too complicated. That's what the Predator was. African Child of the Predator franchise. And it sucked. And for him to save it, he went simple again. And just like Jonah Hill's character tells him, it needs to be a bass guitar, a guitar, a microphone, and a drum kit,
Yeah.
and that's it, simple. That's exactly what they did with Prey. They made it a very simple concept, and that's when something's good enough and something's cool enough, simple works.
Yeah, it's like you and I I think we were talking about the other day about it pisses me off whenever I look on there and I see people. It doesn't piss me off. It's irritating whenever you see people on there on the pages and stuff, and they're talking about Prey, and it's like they're talking about Naru and all this stuff, and it's like you're acting like she single-handedly defeated this guy.
Right, yeah, which you pointed out, that's complete team effort.
Yeah, it's a completely team thing. Like, yeah, she's in on it from the get, but it's her brother who does the most damage, and you have all these other guys that are fighting that it's fighting along the way too. So it's like, calm down.
Yeah, especially when they call it woke or whatever. Like, oh, they had to have a female in there, dude. Like, and I brought this up to you. Look at every horror movie ever made. 90% of them, it's a female that defeats Jason. It's a female that defeats Freddy Krueger. A female that defeats Michael Myers.
The Xenomorphs.
Freaking Ripley,
Sigourney
dude.
Weaver is a female.
I love Ripley as a character, and I think she gets left out sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Other than maybe it's just a bunch of men that are afraid of women. I don't know. I don't know why you would. And then they're like, well, it's just because she's such a skinny little girl. What does it matter? Look at how it's not like she didn't beat him by outright strength,
right, yeah.
or anything like that. I will give with the gunshot though, with the
sure,
it's like
that didn't really kind of
it's like you don't know how your own gun works. Like,
well, the guy tells her how it works, but suddenly she knows. I mean,
no, like his gun, like whenever he sets it up and he shoots himself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, at the end when he shoots himself.
I don't know.
Yeah, that part I was like, that's not.
I did think I don't love the way the Predator looks in that.
I don't either.
Yeah,
like after like that.
There's a lot. That was one of my least favorite looking Predators.
Yes. Yeah. I will agree 100% right there. I saw a post either this morning or last night, and they were talking about the look of the Predators, starting from the first one and working with, and the first one has the best look.
Oh yeah, the Jungle Hunter,
the original, the original one just
definitely.
He looks
and I mean,
the
City
best.
Hunter looks pretty much just like Jungle Hunter,
and even the classic, what they call it, the classic one.
Yeah, that's Jungle Hunter.
Yeah, in Predator, in this movie, in Predators, the one that's hanging.
By the way, you know who plays him?
There's only three guys that play the Predators.
Well, the guy that plays the classic Predator, that's Derek Mears, who played Jason Voorhees in the remake of Friday the 13th. Yeah, and he's in some other stuff too, dude. He's pretty cool. He's actually a hairless person. Like, he can't grow body hair.
That's right. I saw a picture of him because I've seen him in some other things too.
Yeah, he stands out. But I thought that was cool.
I saw him in something else just recently.
I can't remember what I saw him, but yeah, he shows up on a lot of anytime they need that big scary looking guy, like a muscle dude, So I think he did a good Jason. People want to crap on that movie, but I thought it was good. That's me.
They discuss The Last Stand, and whenever they're leaving, this is whenever Mombasa looks into the trees, and this is the first time you get a thermal view from the Predator looking down.
Yeah.
And she says, "What do you see?" And that's whenever it comes back through. It's like, "What do you see?" And it's like, nothing. So they keep walking through the trees, and it leads to the view of the valleys. Okay, so this is whenever they walk out, and you see the valley, and you look up, and there's 4 planets.
This is that shot.
Yeah, hanging up in the sky.
Game changer. Did not see that coming.
Yeah.
When I watched that movie, if somebody else saw it coming, congratulations. I did not.
I already knew they were on another planet because I didn't see it in the theater. So.
Okay, so you kind of knew the gist now.
Yep.
I did not.
Yes.
And I was like, what? I was like, oh, man. And my first thought was like, they're on the Predator's home planet.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not their home planet because they brought a ship there. But, nonetheless, it was a decent enough thought.
Still, it was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
I already knew that they were on another planet just because I already knew the premise of the movie.
Yeah, that they were taking.
Yeah. But regardless, still, whenever they get to that point and you see it, it's like, holy crap.
It's a great reveal.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to mess with my antenna.
You good?
I'm
Oh,
Trying to get.
but
Trying to get
this is
signal.
where the
trying to get Wi-Fi real quick. Hold on. Hold on.
good luck.
There we go. There it is.
Wi-Fi.
There we go.
My mic stand's taking up the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But no, like now we're there with the strange dog boar spike things, and I love it. And one of my favorite things about this, which is kind of a recurring joke a little bit, everybody pulls out their weapons, and then stands with his freaking prison shank.
Well, you get the you have the flyover first.
Yeah.
The falconer,
Yeah.
the first falcon like flies over because they go, oh, we're gonna need a new plan, and they're going, and it's like the thing flies over, and then they're like, huh, and they're like, oh, he got a shank.
Crap!
It's like, you got a gun? You got two big ass guns. I want a gun.
Give me a gun.
Give me a gun. It's like, you were trying to kill this man.
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, you were trying to murder him, and now you want one of his guns.
Yeah, it's like, all right, man, here's a gun. Nobody's gonna give him a
So,
gun.
yeah, sure, go ahead. It's like,
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they just like let him put his blade on his throat.
yeah,
you know?
but dude had his gun
Hanzo
on it.
was
Yeah.
ready. Yeah.
Well, Hanzo was there, but Mombasa already had a gun pulled on him.
Right, yeah.
You
And
know,
he's like, I'm gonna need to die, or you, or however he
Yeah.
talks, you know, which is again the tension between those two. You know, it's a good aspect.
so I have Stans has a knife on Mombasa. When you hear the snarl,
Right, yeah.
is it a lion?
No,
Is it a tiger?
no,
Is it a bear?
it's not.
Oh no!
You're in the wrong movie.
Oh, yeah. Those things are freaking crazy looking, though.
Yeah, I don't know what to call them. Like I said, spike dog boars.
Yeah.
They're scary. They're
yeah.
deadly.
Yeah, they're about the size of a leopard. You got spikes all over them, and they hunt like a dog. They're trained
and-
like a
and
dog.
Obviously, they're armored, you know, with bone or whatever, because like they don't just shoot them and drop them.
No, it takes a couple shots.
Yeah, a couple.
I wonder where he's sitting there piling on with that minigun, just
Yeah.
da-da-da-da, and it's just
Just going down and stuff.
just in pieces. It's like, oh my gosh.
And it, like, so they have this fight there, a firefight against these things, and some people get chased around and whatnot. But you know what sucks though? When Isabella, like that one's running at her,
Yeah.
and she's all like puts a gun to her own head.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why at that point? You know, it's like shoot it. You know, I just thought that was weird because later on she says something when the time comes. I don't know if that's just something a part of her training. Like, I don't know, but you're about to die anyway.
Yeah,
You know?
but here's the thing. There's a difference between taking a gunshot to the brain or being eaten alive.
Sure. But I mean, it's
So,
just, I guess it's,
her choice was to not be eaten alive.
I guess it's a fair choice.
That was the thinking on that.
Yeah, I mean, she was definitely about to die. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of an odd choice for her to.
No, I understand. I mean, it's really from an honor perspective. You know, it's like, okay, I'll take myself out before I let some alien, monstrous, nasty dog make a meal out of me while I'm still alive.
But then my thought is like, this bullet might be the bullet that drops it. You know?
Yeah, but whenever she just got through unloading half a clip into it and it's
Yeah.
still running at her, I know that this bullet is gonna stop the pain. I'm not gonna get. I won't ever feel getting eaten if I put this bullet here. If I put this bullet there and nothing happens.
Yeah, I get the logic.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, to me, like I said, it just felt weird, but you know, I get it.
made sense to me.
Well, because later on she says something about killing herself too, because she's like, you know, when the time comes, I'll do us both. You know,
Yeah.
Which is a line from Aliens, also.
Yeah. It's
You know?
it's
It's
so
like,
you're
girl,
not being eaten. So
Just
you're not
stop that.
suffering.
That is not
so,
your ultimate solution to
you know,
everything. You know,
it's
we're on another planet. I got this. No.
well. What's messed up is Edwin is up on the tree like 10 feet away from her, while she's just gonna kill herself, get eaten, and then this dude's screwed. You know, so it's like the first time around she wasn't thinking about that. You know, it's like you're gonna get eaten. It's like you better run because he's
Right.
gonna eat me, and then you better.
I gotta choose one or the other.
Like she didn't take the time to shoot him first
Gosh,
that time.
But that sucks. You're just like she just decides to start shooting everybody. No, this is bad. Bam. I'll do us all. I got this. It's like this is why.
It's like this is why you should not have picked a woman.
I'm not going there, dude. You're on your own, bro.
It's a fictional story.
Fictional story.
This is a fictional story about a fictional story. Okay, come on, we're playing.
No. So Which he uses his shank on the
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because before she does that, he's got one on top of him, and Stans is stabbing the shit out of it with the shank, and then Mombasa comes up and like boom kicks it, and then
right. He actually
puts it down.
helps. Yeah, he helps him
He
out.
saves him.
And he's like, looking good there, boss.
Looking good there, boss.
Because he says it because earlier when he tripped on the dead man's trap.
Yeah.
Gaga
Looking good there, boss.
Yeah, looking good there, boss.
Yeah,
Calls everybody
looking good there,
boss because he's a prisoner.
Yeah.
And prisoners call everybody boss. And just
What about the whistle?
yeah, calls him back. You know why? Because she was about to shoot herself, and I think do you think that's why he called him back? He's like, no.
Well, they definitely don't want that to happen because that defeats the whole purpose of bringing them there. If she were to kill herself,
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a coincidence or what, or if that was just a timing deal.
Kind of leaves you to wonder, but it's like you said, they don't want that to happen. They don't actually want the dogs. I think they were kind of like, yeah, if you're weak enough to get killed by the dogs, whatever. But he also said like they were just flushing them out. Really.
Yeah. That's where Royce comes through and explains everything to us.
What I would have done.
He's our little narrator because he said that's exactly what I would have
What
done.
I would have done. It's like, well, aren't you just go be with them, Royce?
Yeah, it's like, aren't you the predator? Yes, I am. Exactly. That's why they picked me.
We're all predators.
That's
I'm
why
alive.
We're all killers here. Yeah.
Except for him.
Yeah. We don't know about that guy though.
Find out like Stans is actually locked up for like tax evasion.
Yeah, he looks like he was locked up for tax evasion.
He was going to be executed in 2 days because of tax evasion. It was some bad tax evasion, dude. Parking tickets.
They do a count. They're missing one.
Right. Yeah.
So and it is.
This is a creepy part.
Gio.
Yeah, this is a creepy part.
Help me. Help me.
I gotta say, he gets taken out a little sooner than I would have liked.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I didn't want him to be gone that quick. They could have put that back a little further.
Yeah, no, I
in
definitely
order.
think that because he really hadn't done a lot either at this point.
No.
Some more
No.
Trejo.
I wonder if he was like, "Hey, I got some other to do. Can y'all go ahead and shoot all my stuff? Let's get this wrapped up."
Oh yeah, it was probably like Trejo. We're gonna have you survive. No, I'm bleeding the bad guy. Gonna get killed.
No.
Fine, we'll kill you first.
He's like, "No, I'm a bad guy. I gotta die, man."
Get out of here.
Fine, you're dead. Go, go. We have a cast of your body already. You leave.
It's pretty.
We don't need
It's
you
pretty
anymore.
creepy though. The whole way they got it and everything. Because you
Yeah.
kind of don't know he's dead at first.
Right.
I mean, he might be, but you kind of don't know. Oh, you hear him talk, so you're like, oh, yeah, he's alive.
At first glance, yeah. I mean, I think the whole idea is to get people to run. Is just to get people to head in that direction.
Yeah, run over to him.
Yeah, is all they really want you to do is to get in that grass.
Yeah, which
You know.
I just pictured the predators watching like.
He's gonna get it.
Oh,
Get it.
yeah.
Ah, it's like, don't throw that. Damn it.
I thought for sure he was an idiot.
Spent the last 2 hours setting that up.
You know how hard it was to do while y'all weren't looking? Which really shows you the dogs were just one big distraction, too,
Well, plus you also have 3 of them in this one, and so they have time to do their own little thing. They all have their own little personalities and their own types. They all look different. You have the Falconers a little bit smaller, a little bit more sleeker.
Yeah,
the Berserkers, that more bigger one, the Tracker.
Mm-hmm. The jawbone on the Berserker, you know what that is?
What?
It's a xenomorph.
It's a
jaw.
xenomorph?
Yeah. Xenomorph jaw. Which, Berserker's pretty cool. Look, I like the Falconer. I think he looks cool.
Yeah, I like the out of those, I think the Falconer looks the coolest.
Yeah, I agree.
Of those 3.
It's a cool name too, Falconer.
Yeah, and then I don't know, the Berserker is cool. I mean, but
Freaky looking.
yeah, but I like him until he takes his mask off.
Yeah, I didn't like him
I'm
as much
like-
without the mask off. I mean, I get it. They had to make it look different.
I get it. I know, but damn, dude, like it's too much now. It's
Yeah.
like stop. And I'm with you with Prey. Like that part, I never really put a lot of thought into it until I rewatched it.
Yeah.
And then I started watching other Predator movies, and then you're like,
Yeah, it's
it
like
kind of looks like an inbred, like backwoods version.
well, and it seemed like they were trying to make him kind of like that because they call him the Feral.
Call him Feral, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, but he's
He's
still got all this
wild.
technology and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, And I get it. This is like hundreds of years ago, but it's like he's like rocking like a loincloth and stuff. You know, I don't know. I just thought, and I don't like that the mask has like no personality to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, where's the eyes or whatever? You
Yeah.
know? People are like, well, those, I don't. It didn't work for me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's why.
Yeah.
But did I let myself get hung up on it?
Nope.
I moved on. I took,
Still enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, it's still,
I will watch it again sometime.
Yeah, didn't ruin the movie for me.
No, it didn't. You know, I'll still watch all the rest of them too. It's like whenever we chose to do this movie, you know, yeah, it doesn't mean that it's the best. I think it has some of the better elements, but some of the other movies have way better elements. You gotta pick and choose.
Yeah, dude, and what's best is subjective. You know,
That's agreed. I agree. Except when it comes to the Predator, I think pretty much everybody agrees. And I haven't even seen it, and I agree.
yeah. I'm sure there's somebody out there, no troll, that you know what? So the other day I ran into a friend, and for somehow I was like, oh, he was just saying how he just watched Highlander 2. And I made it pretty public, my distaste for that movie or whatever. And like he liked it. No troll. He liked it. He enjoyed it. Like legit. And he wasn't trying to argue, wasn't trying to do nothing like that. He liked it. He liked the Highlander. He likes all the Highlander movies. You know? And it's like, wow, okay, I believe you. I believe that you liked it.
Well, it's like you kind of looked at me all cross-eyed whenever I said that I liked the AVP movies.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't say that they're the best movies out there, and the first one, well, I think you and I both have the same experience on the first one, right? We both saw the first one the same time, or tried to watch it.
Oh, we were at somebody's house and they had it bootleg.
Yeah, at EJ's.
EJ, yeah. Oh. You can see people getting up and walking. That was horrible, man.
I didn't know if you got that reference. I was watching. I think I was watching Alien versus Predator the other night, and I set up my phone, and then I turned it on, and then I just kept walking past it. Then I sent you a message, a video.
No, because I had totally forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Like I had totally forgotten about that. Man, but now, the era of bootleg DVDs, man. Jeez. That was a fun time.
People are coughing.
Yeah. You're just like, this sucks.
It's like, we can't do this.
I don't want to watch this.
Like, we can't do this. We were like, no.
And then I remember when I scored Batman Begins bootleg, and I watched like 5 minutes. I was like, this is great quality. And I called you over. I was like, bro, do you want to see Batman Begins? You're like, yes. We're like over there. I'm like, yeah, we're watching it. And then like suddenly it blips or something and like cuts like 20 minutes out of the movie. Like not just 20 minutes, but it was like him becoming Batman and everything. And I was like, dude, I am so sorry.
That was over at your grandma's?
Yeah. That's why I was staying over there and stuff.
I remember that.
I
was excited too.
I was excited because I'd seen it in theaters, but I hadn't, you're going to get to see it. Batman's my jam. And I love Batman Begins. Here's the thing. Is Batman Begins the most popular Batman movie? No. Do I personally think it is actually the best Batman movie? Yes, I do. I really do. Do I expect people to agree with me? Not at all. People, that it's so subjective. Now, I don't even know if it's my favorite. I just think it's the best as far as it goes. And now I'll say, I'm all about what I like the best, or my favorites. But in that, I just think that's a really good Batman story, and it's a movie where he doesn't get overshadowed by the villain. Mm-hmm. Christian Bale, he's gold and stuff. So a lot of people, The Dark Knight's their favorite.
Yeah.
Is that the best movie? I don't think it is. I think Heath Ledger gave such an iconic performance, and then the cloud of his death and everything, that movie became something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's praised not for just being a movie, but it's praised for just everything that was involved in it and what it represents, and for Heath Ledger and stuff. Great movie. It's a lot of fun. But with that said, I think if you take out people don't really when you talk about that movie, they think about Heath Ledger.
Yes.
They think about the Joker.
Yeah. You're right. You're 100% right about that. Okay, so back to Predators. Trujillo was set up. They're doing that whole.
But I also like that. Like after she shoots him.
Yeah.
To prove that he's dead. Here, Help me. It's like the
Help
predator
me.
was like, watch this, I'm gonna do it again.
It's like I'm really gonna screw with
Yeah,
him
this
now.
guy shoots, he's like, yeah, well,
Help me.
like just hit and jump on the controller or something. I was like, help me. Shut up, man. But that shows you how they use that.
Yeah.
Because that's a classic thing in the Predator, recording voices and stuff.
Yes.
But he's always in a weird way. He's always used it as kind of a taunt.
Yeah.
Like wants some candy in part 2. And,
Yeah.
it's weird. Anytime and all those classic bits.
Yeah. I think I think you're right. That's usually most of the time they do use that it's all used to entice them and trap them and to mess with them, taunt them.
Yeah, but because I used to kind of wonder that. I was like, why do they record their voices and stuff? It's cool.
Yeah.
When they play them back, I figured it was just like research.
To mess with them. Yeah. And she shoots him, and then like as they're then you hear the
Oh yeah, classic Predator sound. Dude.
yeah.
Oh, I love the sounds to this.
Yeah. It's got some good ones.
See, I don't even know what that is that makes that noise. I've meant to look that up so many times in my life. Like, what is the Predator's noise? It sounds kind of like it might be some kind of like locust or something like that.
Yeah, cicada.
Cicada. Yeah, I learned that yesterday. Actually, I was watching the show, and that was it's called The Floor, and they were showing bugs, and you had to say what kind it was, and I was like, locust. It's like cicada or whatever.
Cicada.
But I was like, dark locust.
Locusts are big old grasshoppers.
Okay. I always thought there was what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what we call them around here for some reason, but that's not what it is.
Well,
So they follow the tracks back to the death camp.
Oh, right, because he has the idea of like let's go to their camp,
Yeah,
which I'm sure the Predators didn't see that one coming.
right. It's like these things move about in the trees.
Yeah.
We know that, right? So it's like we as an audience member knowing that there's predators out there, at least one, multiple, we don't really know at this point, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like we know that they can be up in the trees, so we as audience members are like, what are they doing this whole time?
Right. Well, that might have
Why
been.
are they surprised by a damn thing?
That may be what they may hinder themselves on purpose. Okay, we can't have a timer because obviously they have a sense of time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we can't kill any of them until the timer hits a certain point, and then we can kill one.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, and then like, okay, now we found them, let's go. We've got to go away and let them do something, and then we're gonna track them down again. Or it's like maybe it's like, okay, Tracker was like, I found them like this, and then it's like Falconer's like, now I'm gonna track them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all for
Yeah,
sport.
because you would have I imagine the Tracker's the one that had the dogs.
Right. Yeah, that does make sense. See, originally I thought they came out of the crates. That was my first thought. First time seeing it. But
Yeah, I could see that until the whistle happens. Then it's like that.
yeah.
Well, even if they, but then it's not. Then once you see that thing later on,
Yeah. I'm gonna call it the River Ghost until I get proven wrong on that.
River Ghost. Okay,
Yeah. I don't know why.
doesn't hurt my feelings any at all.
Did you know that was based that the design is based off the original
The
Predator?
original Predator.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like it too.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until like I read that somewhere and I was like, huh.
So whenever they go into this death camp, it's pretty cool, man. Everything's covered in bones. Everything's built out of bones.
Yeah.
Whether it's human bones, animal bones,
camp.
alien bones, huh?
Death camp.
That's what she
cool.
calls it. She says,
Cool.
"You let us into that death camp."
No, that's right.
Yeah, because he baits them. He uses them as bait. Like
Yeah.
in this scene right here,
It disappears.
they come in, and they see that alien. They see the original Predator. We're gonna call him Classic Predator.
Yeah.
They see the Classic Predator, the Jungle Predator, hanging from one of the totems, which you realize this thing's an altar.
That's a pretty cool look.
It's a
too.
really cool picture. He's like,
Yeah,
and the
he's
dreads
still
all
alive.
hanging, and he's very much alive.
Yeah.
Not happy.
No, because he's as we learn later, he's was hunted by the predators because there's like the higher up predators, 'Cause-
Yeah, he's a smaller.
yeah, he's a dog compared to them as
Yeah.
wolves and stuff, and they're like at war. See that? Oh man, I'd love to read more about that. You know what I mean? Or-
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. It does make you kind of want to know a little bit more about it because you roll up on it, and it's like, why is this predator like that? Why is it chained up? And it's like, I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe he didn't cook the food all the way through. I don't know, maybe.
Well, no, see, but he's like, well, yeah, he might have been
Well,
there.
you don't know.
servant,
Well, you don't know at first.
I mean,
At first, you don't know.
True,
You just come up on him, and you're just like, what the hell?
right? Yeah.
Why?
No. You're right. You're totally
Why?
right. It's
Forget about Nolan for a second. Forget about what we learned from Nolan. Just whenever you first come up on him, and it's like, what the hell?
did he do this
Why?
to himself?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell's going on here? And that's whenever it goes down.
Oh yeah, whenever they get attacked. Oh, that's where we lose Ali Mimosa.
Yes. Yeah, because he just
Right.
goes up, rah, lifts him up.
Yeah. And then like, so now that the chase is on at this point, because they're like, run.
Yeah, Royce takes off. Mombasa gets lifted from the ground with a hand blade.
Classic Predator though.
Yeah,
you know,
with the invisible cloak on.
kind of like he did Billy, the Jungle Hunter.
Yes.
Did Billy in the first one.
Yes. So then Royce comes out, bop, 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 shooting it. And then that's whenever it flips over and you see the eyes light
Yeah.
up on two predators. You see dong, dong, and you're
Such
like,
a cool scene.
what the hell's going on here? Let's see. So the lights come up. All right, everyone takes off running, and everyone goes off the cliff into the water
Yeah, which is also kind of remnant of the first Predator.
from the
where
first Predator.
That's what's cool. You know where that was shot at? That water and that falls and everything. That's in Austin.
Yeah.
It's called Hamilton Pool.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I found that out because a buddy of mine from Austin that was working with me at the paper. We were talking about the movie. He's like, yeah. He's like, that's Hamilton Pool. He's like, I used to go there all the time. He's like, I
Okay.
recognized it as soon as I saw it. What was funny is usually it's a little trickle
Yeah.
of water, and that's when they scouted it to use it. They're like, cool. Just so happens on the day they were filming it, there was
Yeah.
a big rain or something. So now it was like pouring down. So they were like, it really effed up their audio and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the actors actually went off that cliff. You know? But yeah, you can go to Hamilton Pool, man. You got to hike up to it, but it's a pretty popular little spot there in Austin.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'd like to go one day.
Well, they go off the cliff, and that's whenever you see the Falcon. It flies by, and the camera picks up with the Falcon, and you go over and you go
Yeah.
through the jungle, and that's whenever.
You could feel that anticipation at that point too. You're like,
Yeah.
now it's gonna. We're about
The
to learn.
reveal.
Yeah, the reveal, and it's so cool.
And it is. It's a very good reveal because then you got 3 more.
Yeah, and then
Predators.
coming out of the, the
You know?
cloaking thing.
Uh,
Like predators versus predators. Now, if I'm gonna nitpick something here,
yeah.
so when they're down there in the water, and you said she led us the part where she's like, you led us into the death camp and everything.
Yeah.
The fact that he's like, you know what it is, I could tell by the way you looked at it, you knew what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. How can you?
Well, it's the way that it's worded though. Hold on. It's because she makes this whole big deal, and she goes on this big tirade, and it's the way that she talks, and the whole time she's making this big to do about him, and it's like, bitch, you know what it is. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you can be pissed off at me all you want, whatever. What is that thing?
Yeah, but how does he know by the way she looked at it?
Rewatch it. As soon as you see it all over her face go.
I mean, but you're looking at like this alien creature. How
Yeah.
you supposed to look at one?
You look at it like, oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah, I don't know. They just didn't.
It's
like I said,
watch it. It's
I'll
all
take
over her
that-
face.
I'll take that in mind.
It's all over
but
her
I'm
face
just saying, like,
because she looks away and she's looking down. Like you can tell, like she knows something about it. It's extremely obvious the way she looks at it.
Okay.
And they make it a point
I
to.
just felt like it was a reach, because like I mean,
It's an overact
well, it's like
for that reach.
But it's like, how can you judge like, okay, that's how you're supposed to look at an alien. That's how you're supposed to look at an alien you've never seen. That's not.
Well,
That's
it's
not-
kind of like this. I'm being surprised by everything that's going around here. Now all of a sudden there's one that's strapped to a totem and you're not surprised, but instead
Yeah.
you seem to recognize what it is. You can tell the
But,
difference.
Like at this point, it's like, why not?
You know?
Sure. And then
So-
also, like, so I forgot to mention when it showed the sky and everything. I think at that point I'd be like, all right, well, I live here now. I'll just like start making a bed and stuff.
It's like at that point, you walk up on the predator strung to. Benson, what are you doing on the totem? You were supposed to be cleaning. What the hell?
Get off your totem time was over.
No, but no, you can tell when someone recognizes somebody, and it's just that look on her
Alright, I'll buy
face. It's
That's
that simple. And I had to rewatch it because you're not paying attention to what the hell she's.
Sure.
You're looking at the predator, and you're thinking about the predator because whenever all that's going down is right whenever they walk up on it, and it's going and doing its thing, because that's all I'm focused on whenever
Sure,
all
yeah,
that's
no,
happening
100.
is I'm focused on him. Like even whenever it cuts away briefly and you see her face in the front and Royce is right behind her and you see Royce looking down at her,
Yeah.
looking at her,
See, I didn't
watching her recognize.
Well, I didn't even notice Royce looking at her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The first couple times I didn't either until I rewatched it. This last time, whenever I rewatched it, I paid attention and was like trying to look because I remembered him saying that.
Yeah.
And so I was looking to see, is there something there? And it's like, yeah, you don't ever think about it because you're too busy looking at the freaking badass predator that's hanging there wondering what the hell's going on.
Which is funny because I had thought about that before. Like you, like, oh, I need to watch her face this time. But
Yeah.
no, anytime I go through it, I never look at her like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then he says it. I'm like, oh yeah. But another interesting thing here is what Stan says. You know, he's like, because of you, a man is dead. And he's like, you wanted to kill that man this morning. And he's like, yeah, well, that was this morning.
right.
You know, just it's showing the character has depth. You know.
Yeah, because I think for him, once he realizes,
Well, it's kind of the devil you know kind
Yeah.
of thing. You know.
yeah,
Like,
it's like, wait, there's someone that's out to get all of us.
and
okay.
plus, and maybe it shows that he did appreciate that he saved his life. You know.
Yeah, I guess, because that would be after,
Yeah,
after
he's like-
he saved his
And
life.
he's like, as much as I don't like you, I like them more. So it's kind of like,
Yeah,
all right, you're not just gonna kill me just to you value
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah. It's kind of like I'd rather have one other person who is, even though he may hate me for whatever reason, whatever dumbass reason, we're still on the same side.
Right. Yeah.
Because these things are gonna kill all of us. It's like, we're all in this thing together. Trying to put your differences aside. And it kind of shows that he did.
Yeah. Again, I like that character. I like Walton Goggins and everything he's in, but I like the Stan's character regardless of some of the crap he says.
So because he calls her out on knowing what this thing is, because she makes a big deal about him, about making them bait, and it's kind of like, you could see it that way. I don't know.
No, I
What
thought,
would it matter? They were still coming regardless.
Right. They didn't. Hey, like you said, you don't have to follow him.
Yeah.
He just was smart enough to like kind of get out of the way.
That's kind of how I see it, as him going, I'm going to go over
Yeah,
here.
y'all go ahead and stay right there. You stay right there because you're in their house at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're gonna not know we're here. You
Yeah.
know, they're gonna not.
They're going to
Not
know.
know, yeah.
They're going to know we're here.
It's like
They're not going to
so.
know we were here.
They're gonna not know.
know.
They're not gonna not know we're here. So y'all be there. I've got the sense enough to move, but don't worry, I've got my gun. I'll protect you all. Maybe that was his thought too. It's like, well, when this thing revealed, because he didn't know it's gonna be invisible.
Right.
So when it reveals, he kills it. And boom, done.
I mean, as soon as it comes out, he attacks it.
Yeah.
So it's like, what more did you want him to be right there in the middle and die with
Yeah.
you and be attacked also and have had no chance whatsoever?
Yeah. So I mean, it's like I don't really
Like,
fault.
what are you
him.
getting mad about?
Yeah, I don't fault him for any of that.
Yeah, I don't either, not in the least bit. Especially after the first couple of hours of being there with that guy, you would realize what he's about.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And again, I mean, he's not telling anybody what to do. He's follow him or don't.
Yeah, he's not playing team leader.
Yeah, and in some ways, would they be better off if they all split up? And I mean, wouldn't be one group. Everybody would live a little longer. They'd all eventually just get hunted down. But
Yeah, they would all be hunted down one by one.
or maybe that's what happened with Nolan. Maybe he
Took off.
took off and the
Bolted.
group got hunted down. I don't know. Lot of maybes and what ifs there.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. So she does a quick rundown of the original Predator movie, right? Talking about 1987 in Guatemala, the CIA guy and all that mess and whatnot. And in it, she reveals that he was able to defeat it by using the mud to block the heat signatures,
which is an important
it's
part.
important information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it covers the heat signatures, and then this is whenever we have one of Stan's infamous lines is whenever they're sitting around the camp.
Yeah.
And Edwin, who, it's Topher Grace, and he's this little nerdy looking doctor dude, and he already saved Nikolai, our big Russian guy, with the plant, by stopping him from touching the deadly plant. Right? So Nikolai's like trying to big brother kind of look
he
after
said-
him.
he
He
said,
tells him, so I'll look after you out here.
Right,
He
right.
says, he's like, I got your back. You save me, I got you, no problem. And so Edwin's over there talking to Stans.
Yeah.
And
Stan's just kicking it. Just
yeah,
Real-
just can't wait to get
Yeah.
back out there. And
because he's like what he's thinking about is like two horrible things. The lesser of the two is cocaine. I'm gonna do so much cocaine when I get back.
so much cocaine,
And-
and I'm gonna so many fine.
Horrible line. And then,
He's
but,
like, what time is it? It's 5
Yeah.
o'clock.
yeah,
It's time.
and he's like, just so casual. Yeah, Topher Grace.
What time is it? Right? Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, Topher makes it like more of a comical thing. He's like, because he's just, and then he's like, and then Nikolai's like, stay away from him.
Stay away from him. You just need to stay away from him.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, it's
Yes,
like
it's-
he's sitting there. That's what he's thinking about. It's like, can't wait to get back. It's like so I can do drugs and assault women. It's like
yeah.
this guy knows what he's all about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then there's the nerd guy like he says it like doesn't everybody? Isn't that what everybody wants to do?
I just can't wait to get back to the
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like what time is it? 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Yep.
Just
He goes, urban time. I just got a B with a squiggle and an R with a squiggle and then the word time.
yeah. Okay, so now this is where they're deciding to use it as like the bait or whatever.
Well, then she has her little thing with him, and he does his "There is no hunting like the hunting of man."
That's what I would do.
Yeah, and he goes through that whole thing, and she's like, "Oh, you come up with that all by yourself?" And he's like, "Hemingway."
Yeah,
It's like,
Hemingway
Okay.
said it. Dude, for some
Okay.
reason I had Hemingway down. It just said Hemingway. I was like,
why?
Yeah.
that's why.
so thank
Yeah,
you.
he does this quote about hunting man, and it says that those that have hunted man can't hunt anything else because there is nothing else like it.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, when you come up that with by yourself, oh, good job, smart guy." He's like, "No, it's freaking Hemingway." It's like it's actually a pretty smart author.
I'm gonna quote Frank from Sunny in Philadelphia. You don't hunt a man. Never hunt a man.
So yeah, that's whenever they decide to send Edwin out to be the bait. and
Right,
he
because
takes
like we
off.
know you can finally help, and that's where the river ghost until we come up
Yeah.
until we figure out what its real name is, whatever. Yeah. Now it's chasing him down, and she snipes, but apparently she misses. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a close shot.
I mean, it needs to happen for the sake of the story,
Yeah.
you know. But at the same time, I'm like, you have one job. You're a sniper. You missed
Yeah,
your
It's
one
an
target.
alien.
Yeah.
I'll give her a little leeway, just because you are on an alien planet and it is an alien and you
And
don't even know what this thing is.
Can't really factor in for like wind. I don't know if there's wind or whatever. I mean, that affects things.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. She's
So-
like, you know what? She's like, I don't like Edwin. She's
Let
like,
him get eaten.
yeah, and see how you like almost getting eaten alive.
So
You would shoot yourself too.
So the thing gets blasted, and they walk up, and you see that she missed, and then there's a hole in the tree, and
Yeah, so it's like, so who did it then?
it's like, who did it? And then, whoom, you turn around. No, you hear over here,
Over here.
over here. He turns around. Vroom. What the fuck are you?
Yeah, and you see a predator's
Yeah.
mask, you know, and it's like a predator, a slightly smaller predator.
And you go, I'm alive.
I'm alive.
You talk too loud.
Yeah, dude, I love Lawrence Fishburne in this role as Nolan. It was great.
Smelled you since you got here.
So yeah, he's like, and if I can hear you, they can hear you.
Who are you? The one that got away.
Yeah, the one you don't mess with.
The one you don't
Like,
with.
That's where, like, I've heard before that was supposed to be Danny Glover in that role for
Yeah.
whatever, you know, he didn't do it. It didn't go that way. I love Lawrence Fishburne. I would let him play anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Love Higher Learning. He was really good in that.
I like Lawrence Fishburne. I always have.
Yeah.
That's.
I have so much respect for that dude. Like, if I had a life story made, I would want him to play my dad. Like, I would let him play my dad. Yeah, it wouldn't work,
It wouldn't work out very
but
well.
I would trust him to play my dad. You know? People are like, based on actual events. This is a true story. Is it as true as it's a story? Yeah. But he's also in this other great movie that really gets overlooked. It was called like Always Outgunned or something like that. I don't know. It's a hard movie to find. But he plays like this dude that lives in poverty and in just a real poor neighborhood and stuff. But his name's Socrates, and he's a smart dude. Anyway, it was a good movie. It's just never can find it.
Huh.
You know?
I don't know.
Watch it one night on like HBO or something in the middle of the night. But anyway, it's good stuff. Lawrence Fishburne, awesome actor.
Larry.
Yeah, where it's very if you know him like me, call him Larry. But like was very. I remember the theater was kind of popped when it was him, and it's like,
Yeah.
why are we excited? It's like, 'cause it's Lawrence
It's
Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Wouldn't you be excited?
I'd be
He's
excited.
about to take us to the Matrix. Let us choose
Morpheus!
him. Yeah.
That's where Morpheus really went.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the Matrix. No, so and he's like, but yeah, so he has obviously been here for a while. He talks about all that.
This is 10 seasons.
Yeah, first he's like 7, 10, because he's got like an imaginary friend he talks
Yeah.
to.
So before we get to that part, he's living in a abandoned drill, like they would
Right.
have been mining or something
Yeah.
on that planet or something. So there's this old. It looks like a ship,
It does. It really does.
you know,
Yeah,
but
it looks
so it's a type of drill that's stuck there that he's been hiding out in. It's all
Yeah.
crashed, but it's still the power's still on.
he says, "Come feel the vibe of this place." It's a weird line.
Well, he's just thrown off.
Yeah, no,
you know.
He's been alone.
How long though? Really, how long though?
He's
Because he says 10 seasons.
yeah.
How long is a
How
season?
long's a season?
Because the predators are all dead. End of the movie.
Yeah.
There's more.
Yeah.
So it's like, does the season start? Was that?
Yeah, was
a
that
season?
a season? I guess.
It was a night. It was
I
a
don't know.
day.
Well, maybe the seasons are like, okay, that was the first day of the season.
Yeah.
There'll be more in, you know, and know.
That was another thought I thought of too. Was maybe that was just a part of it.
yeah.
That was the first.
And it's also,
weekend.
we're talking about a huge planet. Their hunts may be going on all over it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It feels small and isolated, but it's a huge planet. You know.
I mean, but is it a huge planet?
Well, I figure it's pretty big.
I mean,
well, because he said he spent like years or something walking.
well, he said that first season that he just walked in one direction.
Tried to get to the end of the reserve or whatever.
Yeah, to end of the preserve.
And he said there
there is
wasn't.
no end of the preserve.
Yeah, so I mean, he might have walked all the way around it. So it may not be a big place. You know, I don't know.
I don't know, I imagine it's probably a smaller planet. I would assume it's going to be a smaller planet. If it's kind of like thinking, you know, like you've been to game preserve, right? You know what a game preserve
Yeah, I
is,
know what
right?
it is.
I mean,
Sure.
you know, it's a ranch. that's
with high
got
fences.
that's got 9-foot tall fences, and every so often they have different areas blocked off to
Yeah.
keep certain species. There's some species that are together, and there's some species that aren't. I've done a lot of work at different ones for different reasons. I was working out at one not too long ago, year before last, and like you see all kinds of wild game out there and stuff, but you go through different fences and they have stuff blocked off and separated and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all in a smaller contained area. So it's like if you're gonna put a game preserve on a planet, you want it to be a smaller planet because you want to keep everything contained. You want to be able to know where everything is.
Makes sense.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the whole purpose of it is that, okay, if I drive over here, I'm going to find these animals. There's going to be so many, whatever,
Yeah.
here. But if I drive over here, there's going to be so many of these over here or whatever.
And not to mention, Nolan obviously wasn't very far from them.
No.
I mean, he's dug in deep, so that kind of tells you that the map wouldn't be just ridiculously big.
Yeah, there might be the other side of the planet may not even be inhabitable.
Yeah, we really don't know. Dadgummit. I really wish there was more of this movie. You know what I mean?
It's a whole other world.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. Okay, but so in the drill, which it's interesting. That's where he tells them like you got to dig in deep and survive, and you got to just wonder what this dude has been through.
No joke. Everyone that he got there with has been killed. No telling what kind of alien creatures he's seen arrive on this planet. He talks about them having different kinds of equipment and different types of gear and stuff. So he's watching them basically evolve.
Yeah, well, he says that every time, once in a while, one will get killed, and they learn from it.
Yeah.
They're like, killed 1, 2, maybe 3.
Right.
Yeah. Which I wonder. So you never even learn like what was he?
Right.
Was he a soldier or a cop or just like?
I think he was an airman.
Oh,
Or was he making a joke?
when he's doing the bum 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 bum?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, before that, because right before that, he says something about an airman, and then he makes that, and so I didn't know if there was a joke about them falling,
Or he's
about
falling
a
in.
parachute joke. Yeah,
That can make sense. Though.
yeah. I didn't know if that was just a joke about that.
I don't know. Airman makes sense. He also he's like, oh no, a summer in the Riviera. The men, ooh la la. Really great in this role. And you got to wonder, like, how has he? I mean, obviously, there's a good chance he's killed people too. Not. And maybe that's why the predators they might actually hate him because he kills their prey and stuff.
Well, it's like how many people have he killed? Because
Yeah.
that. I mean, we see that he gets all pissed off because one part of him wanted these people here. The other part of him decided, hey, this is a bad idea. I've got 6 more mouths that I got to try to feed
Right,
now.
yeah.
And he's like, holy crap, I can't do this. And so he's trying to smoke them out to kill them.
Right, so he's obviously unbalanced.
Yeah.
And then kill him, maybe
Yeah.
eat him. Who knows,
Yeah.
man? But an important thing though is in the scene when they're looking at his cache of weapons.
Yeah.
Hanzo finds the katana.
That katana.
This is very old. One of his 3 lines.
Yes, but before that, we get some information from Nolan. We learn that there's 2 different species
Right.
of predators. There's a smaller ones and the larger ones, and the larger ones are they hunt the smaller ones.
Yeah. And then that's where we learned the one, the classic that was on the totem.
Is one of the smaller ones.
Right. And so, which we know as the audience is as the predator. So
Yes.
these are obviously bigger, more advanced,
Yeah, it's like, so then what are these guys?
Right. I love it whenever
It's a blood feud.
well, back at the whatchamacallit was back at the water when like Royce is listing off everything they know about him now.
Yeah.
And he's just reaching for a positive.
Yeah.
That they're bigger, they're stronger, but they weigh more. So
Yeah.
okay. With their weakness, they can't all get in a canoe.
It's like that. Well, they weigh 400 pounds, so
Yeah, well, if we can get them on a scale, boy howdy, we'll shame them. Let's challenge them to a who's lighter contest. We got this.
So they grow and they adapt. They're perfect killing machines. Then we learn that there's a spaceship.
Yeah, he's
Right
like,
there.
oh, I love that business when he's like, Oh, you didn't see it?
He's
Told
like,
you they wouldn't
told
see
you they
it.
wouldn't see it. I knew they wouldn't. I told you.
And then I like that he's like, and I've quoted this many times, and people would know when somebody would say something about, like, it would be at work, and they'd say something, you know, their quick fix or something. I'm like, you know, it's like, no, I wouldn't know how to do that. He's like, he would, you know, kind of know, but he would. The person that said it, I just like that. It's like, oh, I don't know how to fly a spaceship, but he did, you know, I don't know. I just like doing that. Nobody ever knows what it is. The one that survived. The one you don't mess with. And then, so, like, yeah. Okay, so Hanzo with the sword. I like that, though, that he's also, like, Topher Grace. Like, you could talk, you know. Why don't you say more? And then he shows he's missing
two fingers. He said, I talk too much.
I talk too much.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because, like, as a swordman, those fingers would suck to be missing those, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this...
I imagine he mostly used his...
Right.
Gat.
Which I'd like to know why he got. I mean, obviously he said the wrong thing to the wrong person, or something like that. I don't know. Had to pay with his fingers a couple times. Is that tall? Like in the. Did you ever watch the original Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren? Yakuza dude's all like, he's like.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. He's like, I failed, and he like takes that, cuts his finger off, and wraps it, gives it to him. The guy's like, that's all. You know? It's like. His finger. It's kind of a big deal. He's only got 9 now. Can't be growing fingers back at his age. Which also you got Stans is like looking at some armor. He's like, some people particular about them touching their things, which the armor.
Some people are particular about other people touching their stuff around here. I'll tell him.
Yeah, don't tell him. Does that good? Yeah. See, I'd watch a whole movie of just him hanging out there, talking to nobody.
Just Nolan going about his day.
Yeah, a day in the life of Nolan, gathering, hiding from the predators, and having conversations with himself. Robert Rodriguez, make it happen.
Oh,
It don't even have to be on the Predator planet. It could just be like in like town. You know? It's a regular world.
all right. So yeah, he finds the katana. He's missing the 2 fingers. You have this big dramatic build up with Royce and Isabella, and they're talking about their past, and they're talking about what they were doing and why they were chosen. They realize that they are predators, that they are the monsters of their own world, and so. They're sitting there talking and they're discussing about ways to get off, and he's talking about this ship, and he says, you know, we don't know how to fly. She says, well, you just learned how to fly in the last 10 minutes. He said, no, it just did it again. She said, no, but when he said no, but that thing down there on that
right,
total,
yeah. He does.
She's like, the enemy of my enemy isn't my friend. It's like, I think he'll work with us. He's like, oh, I think he's willing to work with us.
Yeah.
Currently, he's chained to a totem, about to be killed. So.
And if nothing else, you got to imagine he's probably like, oh, this is going to piss him off.
Yeah, at the very least.
I let the humans have your ship.
Yeah, at the very least, he's like, yeah, I let the apes take off with your ship, bro.
He's like, going to blow you up anyway. I guess what are you going to do now? I guess you got to blow up your ship. Better do it.
It's like, what does he have to lose in this situation?
Yeah, exactly. You want to get on that ship? Okay.
It's like, whatever, dude. It's like, sure, whatever,
get
man.
me down.
It's like, if that's what you want. It's like, okay, you cut me down. You asked for something. I will honor this thing. Now, what happens after that? Not my problem.
Yeah, it's like, enjoy, like, getting 100 feet. I hope your planet's very close, because you don't make it. With the cloaking device. So now they've got a plan. They're gonna get a little shut eye, you know, because Nolan's giving them food and water. I wonder what they eat on that planet.
Well, like, they're sitting there while they're talking, and she's like, oh yeah, that's nice, and I like the color yellow, and what's your name? And he was like, you can't know my name. No, about the time she asking what his name is, it starts smoking.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's...
That's why they start to figure out that it's like Nolan is smoking them out, but not in the good way.
Not in a very fun way.
Yeah, it's in the bad way, which, you know, it's a pretty smart way to take out a take out a group of people.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, choke 'em.
Yeah, and then so now they're all panicking and stuff. And is it Royce that fires the flare gun?
Yeah, well, he shoots the wall. He shoots the wall right above. He shoots the deal first because he's trying to get out. They're trying to get out, and he just boom. He just shoots it.
Right.
And that's whenever Stans is like, "Good job!" Like it's like what was the point of that? Like that didn't do anything. And
Right.
he was like that didn't help at all. And he's like, it wasn't intended to get us out. It was I'm
call-
calling in the cavalry.
Yeah.
You know, and that's whenever it flashes and you see one of the predators, you know, you see the explosion up it, or you see it and they see it. And
They're like, ooh.
it's like, ooh, what's going on over there?
Never thought. I kind of thought maybe he was in that drill.
I just didn't want to go through it.
Yeah, I don't want to go feel that vibe.
It's like, I just didn't feel like walking through there. I didn't like the way the vibe was in that place.
And so now Nolan knows that at this point he's going to know they're coming.
Yep.
And he knows he's got to get away from these jerks now,
Yep.
these ingrates, from his point of view, I'm sure. So him and his imaginary little posse are taking off, but that's where he comes head to head, dude. And you could tell.
Hey, big dog.
Yeah, hey, big dog, what took you so long? You could just tell they enjoyed killing him right then because they didn't do nothing fancy. They erased him, dude.
Eviscerated.
Yeah, straight. Don't want your skull.
Evaporated.
I don't need no trophy. I don't need no fight. We're finally done with you.
It's like you were gone.
Yeah, dude, because they laid in bed and I think, one day I'm gonna catch that Nolan dude, and when I do, I'm erasing him.
It's like, is that one still running around out there? Yeah, he's still loose. Yeah, he got one of us last year.
It's like I want him just gone. Okay, well we're gonna hunt him. No, just
For
burn
10
him.
seasons, this guy's a legend. You know, haunting all these predators as they're showing up each time.
So you would think what you would think is they were gonna want his skull, but it's just like no, we just want you
we
gone.
want you gone, eliminated. You are a problem.
Yeah, you should have died 10 years ago.
Right.
You
Finally
killed so many of
done.
my friends, or 2, maybe 3.
And that's the tracker.
That's the tracker that does
That's
that.
tracker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the tracker predator. At that point, that's tracker predator. Edwin gets separated. And he just starts doing like flare after flare after flare.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, what are you
That was
doing?
Yeah, that was. I never liked
Slow
that movies
down.
when there's a bit of a turnaround and then suddenly somebody's separated.
Yeah.
This was done a little better than some I've seen.
Yeah, and he's on the other side of a wall.
Yeah.
That's separating them, and you have Nikolai that comes up and he's like, "Hey, you gotta help me," and he's like, "I don't know," and like everyone leaves.
Oh wait, we got to rewind to something real quick. Nikolai, when they were chilling before the whole smoke thing, that's when Nikolai
The picture.
shows him the picture of his kids.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yuri and Sasha or something. He's got two little kids, and he shows him that picture, and he's showing him that picture, and then like right after that is whenever it flashes over to Royce and Isabella talking, and then we have the smoke, and so it kind of seems like those are happening right around the same time.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot in that
and
scene.
so there's a lot going on.
A lot
right
of
there.
little important details.
Yeah. So we have that. And then we have the separation, right? And Nikolai takes off, and then he comes back.
Yeah, he comes back to help out the little homie.
Yeah.
Because Nikolai's a good guy. I mean, there's really nothing to ever make you think that he's not a good guy.
No,
know?
not really. Edwin throws the last flare, and it hits the predator.
Yeah.
And he's got the cloak on, so you can't see him. And it's kind of
you
like,
messed
oh
up.
shoot.
It's kind of like in Freddy vs. Jason when a chick flicks a cigarette out the window and it like hits Jason's mask. And
Yeah.
like, oh, you gonna die. You gonna
It's
die
like,
for that.
you have to die now.
Yeah. He gonna kill you. He gonna kill you.
Your ass is dead. So Nikolai comes back and he helps to save him, which Nikolai winds up dead.
Yeah, Nikolai, but he gets kind of heroic. Takes that sucker with him, man.
Yeah, because he's got that mine attached to him, the claymore or whatever.
And he's like,
Yeah.
look.
Like I was sitting there, I was thinking about it whenever I watched this last time, and I was like, man, that's an awful big explosion.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it is a drill, and there's mine shafts and stuff, and there's no telling what kinds of gases
That's a good point.
are all throughout and around that place, especially if it's deactivated. But yeah, he goes to grab him, and he's got that money.
Yeah. You know how you predators like to take people out with you, blow yourself up? Yeah, I learned one from you.
Right.
He does that. But at that point, though, they're out of the mine, and there's that big explosion. And Stans is just like, we got one.
So we killed it. We killed it. Yeah, he's got several lines right here. That's whenever he pops up. He's like, how's my taste? And then about the time he's screaming, how does my taste? He gets blasted.
Right in the back.
Boom. And all of a sudden, there are 2 more predators there. Berserker shows up, ready to blast Royce. And right as he's about to blast Royce, Stans pops back up.
Because he stole the armor from Nolan and was wearing it.
So he pops up. You space faggot. He starts stabbing him.
Yeah, look, that shank, using a shank on the predator, man. Like the most like useless seeming weapon is like getting some crazy.
He distracts him long enough for everybody to get out of there.
Yeah, which is again, this is a cool thing for Stans to do. He knows he's not going to take it down. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that character, he goes to say he was probably a product of his environment.
Right.
Like,
Right.
other different circumstances, would have been a good guy, maybe even a soldier or something like that.
Yeah.
But he dies for as bad of a person he is. Like, he dies valiantly. But boy, does he die. He gets real killed.
He is a victim of the very, very famous Predator rip.
Yeah. Mortal
The
Kombat
spine
ain't
rip.
nothing on him, man. That Predator's like, I know, he's getting the spine ripped.
He's pissed. Yeah.
And I'm keeping your skull.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
it's like, okay. I'm keeping your skull, dude.
He's like this little. He's like,
Stars.
I shot him, right? I blasted this. He's like, you want to know the story about this one? This crackhead, right? This dude,
crackhead.
this kid dude, right? All right, so we got him, right? This dude, I blast him, will not die. He pops back up, starts stabbing me. I'm
see
like,
these scars?
are you kidding me? You see that? You see
With
all that?
this.
You see that? And then next to his skull is the shank.
Yeah, no gun. He didn't have
It's
no
like,
gun.
you see that? This. So I had to keep. I mean, that was, but he had to die.
Oh,
he
yeah,
had
I
to
had
die.
It's like, I need that
It's
skull.
like,
yeah, he's mad.
It's like, holy smokes. And then that's when the Falconer shows up.
Ah, yeah. So, and he kind of sends him out. I guess he's going to go Berserker's going to go kind of lick his wounds.
Pretty much. Yeah, go heal up.
Like, I need a minute.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, that's, they go get 10 people. I'm just rounding up or so. So they initially want to get like 10 people. So it's 10 against 3. So they're like, in which they're all, it's not even really 10 against 3. It's 10 against 1 against 1 against 1. But so they just let them go do their thing. It's like, okay, you go do your thing for a little while. Berserker obviously got his butt kicked right there for a second. And so he's doing his thing. Falconer shows up.
Yeah.
And
maybe he's going to go look for Tracker. Maybe he didn't realize he's dead yet. Who knows?
Yeah, I wonder if they have some sort of
Oh, you think they would? Some kind of like
communication, some sort of biological something like keep up with. I don't know.
Flatline.
I mean, if they can do all that stuff, then they would know, Right.
Gosh, dude, it's such a stupid thing in The Predator. The Predator, like, I'll spoil this for you. The spoiler for that, like, the big bad Predator uses some kind of thing and like talks through it, like types. It's like, I have come to this planet. It was just a bad idea. Anyway. It's like essentially a giant see and say or something,
Speak and spell?
Yeah, or like freaking Microsoft Sam or something, And he's
They had the Predator on a speak and spell.
Yeah. More or less, dude. More or less. It's dumb. Anyway, I didn't like it. It was disappointing. But so now we are getting into maybe what I consider the coolest scene in the movie.
Okay, pause.
Hey, what's up, you beautiful murder, you? Get it? A group of crows is a murder. Anyways, so we just want to thank you for watching this episode of the Scarecrow Hour. Make sure to tune in next time whenever Random Ninja and I finish up our review and conversation about Predators. Okay, make sure to tune in Wednesdays for what we're watching. Wednesdays, what? And of course, you cannot forget about Funko Pop Fridays, which is falling on Friday. So we thank you guys, and make sure to tune in next time. And whenever we finish up this wonderful conversation, we hope you're having lots of laughs and lots of fun. Peace.
Random Ninja attack! Uncle Sam who? Whoa. Uncle Sam who?